is that?
I don't know. But it's a moving, it's flying right over the top of us.
Yeah.
This is Coy Moyer's webpage. He lives in Ohio and he claims to have seen unidentified flying objects just before the train derailment. Also, he has reports from locals in the area. I found it quite interesting that he said that some locals in the area saw monsters coming out of the train. Now I'm going to read what he wrote. But what I saw was Skylink? Nope. It wasn't lights from satellites in orbit. I could see its outline, and it was huge. It wasn't too far above us. It had other vessels or some kind of objects flying around it that were simply bending physics. It disappeared, then its escorts disappeared. Everywhere I went today in town, people are talking about it and saying the same thing. That wasn't a group of satellites. It was a single object with other objects flying around it. They disappeared, and then the Air Force, out of the Toledo airport, scrambled freaking jets, and they were all over the sky the rest of the night. Did they scramble jets to shoot down and or look for Skylink satellites? I don't want to believe it either. I would just as soon not have seen that. I wouldn't tell it, but I can't stand living in the Matrix any longer. I'm not going along with the BS narrative. I'm telling the truth. Now I'm going to read his other post, which was much more startling. I am in Ohio. I saw them. I have video. I don't want money. They were not satellites as they were in lower atmosphere. The big ones had escort vessels that flew in indescribable ways. I watched the escorts perform amazing maneuvers and just disappear. I'm near the Air Force Base near Toledo that is connected to the Toledo airport. I have friends that are in emergency and police, and they confirmed that there was massive reports of the same thing coming in from everywhere. The big one was right over my business when it just disappeared. Shortly after, military jets that have a particular sound that differs from domestic jets. I can tell when military Air Force training is about to commence when they first start the jets, as they sound simply more ferocious. I know they were military jets. The Air Force jets were scrambled and searching the skies. There was so many jets with red and green lights on going back and forth, it looked like the flying Christmas lights. It was so surreal. I can't believe I'm typing this. But that's not the craziest news from Ohio this weekend. No, the UFOs are not the big Ohio story from the weekend. The U.S. military Chernobyled an Ohio town named East Palestine this weekend. The FBI is arresting journalists in the town, trying to report it. People on site that know me, quote, monsters came out of the train cars. There were UFOs all over the place going crazy. The police and emergency services immediately began evacuating the area. The government, within 1 hour, bombed the derailed train with fighter jets, quote, end quote. You can find reports of this, but they're being buried by the UFO reports that coincidentally happened this weekend all over Ohio this weekend. The government claims they destroyed the train to destroy the chemicals in tanker cars. The tankers were not leaking and most were upright. Bombing them to stop the damage the chemical tankers could cause makes no sense. The proof is that the chemicals burned and poisoned the air and poured into the waterways. It's killing animals, plants, and fish. Many people are being hospitalized with. The government keeps moving the evacuation line back as the chemicals spread. Meanwhile, more military is flooding the area as locals claim they have Chernobyled East Palestine. This updated. I shot the video of the thing. The pictures are other people's pictures of East Palestine, Ohio, after being bombed by military jets. Now, this is me speaking. I've read his post, and I just want to say, to cover my butt, this is all allegedly claimed by Coy. He looks to be a pretty normal person. He's a business owner. He owns a stables. Nothing strikes me as him being, an unusual person. He just seems like an average guy. What the fuck is that?
I don't know. But it's a moving, it's flying right over the top of us.
Yeah. I just wanted to record this because I know how easily things disappear from the internet. Now, some people think that the Nephilim are going to reappear again in the end times. Do you think I'm making too much of this by hearing people claim that they saw monsters coming from the trains? I mean, I suppose if people were injured, they could look pretty mangled. But people usually don't describe injured people as monsters, so I would need more reports to substantiate this. If anybody has more information, please post it in the comments. Thank you.
Mystery Babylon exposed. Thy merchants were the great men of the earth, and by thy sorceries all nations were deceived.